Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the class. Hope you all are keeping well at home and eagerly waiting when the portion for the first semester will get over. So let me inform you that this is the last session of chemistry for your first semester, as we have completed the first chapter and the second chapter, that is in the book it is the third chapter, that also is almost done. And we'll be finishing it up today itself. So next week we will not have chemistry class as the portion for the first semester is over, that is completed, and all your notes are available on school's website, that is www.lfsraptinagar.ac.in. So let's quickly revise what we have discussed in the previous session. In the previous session, we were discussing about the different methods of separation of substances of mixtures. That is, how the different constituents of a mixture can be separated. So you have learned to identify the different ways of separating the mixtures. Then, in last session, we have discussed about various methods of separation like hand picking method, winnowing, sieving, magnetic attraction, sublimation. So we have discussed about all these methods, and today we'll be discussing 4 more methods, that is sedimentation and decantation, filtration, distillation and evaporation. So these are the few physical methods of separation which are there in your syllabus for class 6th. Well, you have learned the need of separating the different constituents of a mixture. So let us revise what we have discussed. We have discussed the need for separation. The need of separation is to separate the useful substances from the non-useful ones, or you can say from the impurities. So this way we get rid of the impurities, and when we get rid of the impurities from a mixture, we get the useful substance. So we can use that substance for further usage. Then you have studied about hand picking method. It is a method where the components of solid-solid mixture can be separated, and the common method we use is using our hands for separating the different constituents. The other method we have discussed is sieving. Sieving is a method which is used to separate dry mixture which contains particles of different sizes. So passing the mixture content through the sieve, a device containing tiny holes, when we pass the mixture content through this sieve, the constituents of the mixture will get separated. Then we have also learnt about the method of winnowing, which is usually used up by the farmers for separating husk from the grains. This method is used for separating the lighter particles from heavier particles. Then we have discussed about magnetic separation. This method is used to separate a magnetic substance from a non-magnetic substance, and this method is generally used in the recycling industries for separating the ferrous and the non-ferrous metals. Then we have also discussed about another method that is called as sublimation. In general, we know that if any substance gets heated, it changes first into liquid state and then into gaseous state. But when we have discussed about sublimation, you have learned that there are certain substances which on heating directly changes from solid state to gaseous state without changing into intermediate state. So these substances are said to be sublimate, those substances which directly change from solid state to gaseous state on heating, and again on cooling we can get back the solid substance. So this is the method of sublimation. Now today we are going to discuss about other methods of separation, and here particularly we are going to talk about the solid liquid type of mixture. The solid liquid type of mixture is also of two types, where there are chances that certain solids are soluble in the liquid. So here the two methods which we are going to discuss are about the components where the solid is soluble in the mixture, and the other two methods we are going to discuss is about those solids which are insoluble. So they do not get mixed into the solvent and they form a mixture. So how to get back those insoluble substances and how to get back the soluble substances from the mixture, those methods of separation we are going to discuss today. So let's begin with it. So we are going to discuss about the separation of solid liquid type of mixture. Well, in a solid liquid type of mixture, when the solid is insoluble in the liquid, the mixture can be separated by few methods. And one of the methods we are going to discuss is sedimentation, which is always accompanied by decantation. So what is sedimentation? Well, it is the settling down of the insoluble heavy particles, heavy solid particles in the mixture. Where do they get settled? The particles, the heavier particles, they settle down at the bottom of the container. As you can see in the first part of the module, it shows the insoluble impurities contained in the water. It is spread all over. But when it is left for some time, what you will observe that all these particles which were insoluble in water have slowly settled down at the bottom of the container. So we say that sedimentation is settling down of the insoluble heavy solid particles in a solid liquid mixture at the bottom of the container. In this method, generally what happens, if we take any insoluble substance, suppose you have a solid liquid mixture in which the solid is heavier than the liquid, for example, sand and water. If you allow the mixture to stand for some time, what will happen? The solid particles of sand will slowly settle down at the bottom of the container and the liquid will remain in the top layer. And this is only the process of sedimentation. As you can see here in the module also, it is showing the heavy solid particles are settling down at the base and the liquid is visible in the top layer, that is just above the sediments. So the particles, they are at the base and the liquid is at the liquid is above the sediments. So this is the process of sedimentation. Now how can we separate the liquid from the sediments? Slowly, when we pass this liquid layer, liquid that is contained in the first container, when we are pouring it down into another container, passing the liquid through the glass rod very slowly without disturbing the lower layer of sediments, what will happen? The liquid will slowly drip down and it will get collected in the second container, and the solid impurities, the insoluble solid impurities, that is the sand particles, which is also can be called as sediment, will remain in the first container. So without disturbing the lower layer, you need to separate the liquid layer, and this is the process of decantation. In the other part of the module, you can see that how the sand particles are settled at the base and very slowly the liquid layer is decanted into another container. So this is the method of sedimentation. And As you have now known that the particles which settle down at the base, they are termed as sediments. Let me tell you that the liquid which is found in the top layer, that is just above the sediments, it is called as supernatant liquid. What it is called? It is called as supernatant liquid. And when the supernatant liquid is poured into another vessel, the sediments are left behind in the first container. This is the method of decantation. So, what is decantation? Decantation is done to separate the particulates, the particles from a liquid by allowing the solids to settle down at the bottom of the mixture, and this content is poured off into another container where the particles are left behind in the first container and the liquid is passed into another container. Another method is also there when two immiscible liquids are to be separated, then too we can apply this method of decantation. Like if suppose there is a mixture of oil and water, so then too we can apply this method of decantation. The oil layer can be poured into another container without disturbing the lower layer of the liquid, and this way the oil layer can be separated, oil can be separated from the mixture of oil and water. This method of sedimentation and decantation can also be employed in our home also, and most of the times mothers are doing it. You must have observed mother making tea. When tea leaves are mixed with hot water, first of all they float on the surface of the water, and slowly when it has absorbed or when it has soaked water, what will happen? The tea leaves, it becomes heavy, and when it becomes heavy, very slowly it sinks down at the bottom of the vessel, and the clear liquid is then, it can be decanted and it can be used for drinking purpose. That is, as a tea we can use. We can mix milk and sugar also into it after the tea leaves are removed from it. So this is the method of sedimentation and decantation. Another method which is used for separating the solid liquid mixture is filtration. This method is used to separate heterogeneous mixtures, which is composed of solids and liquids. The solids must be insoluble in the liquid. And here we are using a porous barrier to separate the solid from the liquid. Generally, for the method of filtration, in the laboratories we use filter paper. So that is the porous barrier. Porous barrier means a porous material which is having pores in it, which is allowing the passage of liquid, but the solid impurities, the insoluble impurities, will be grabbed in that porous barrier. So the liquid passes through the porous barrier and it separates the solid by the method of filtration. Solid is grabbed in the filter paper and the liquid is dripped down into another container. So this is the method of filtration. Filtration can be used to separate insoluble substances from soluble substances. As you can see here in the module, a funnel is used. Inside the funnel you can see a white color circular paper is used. So that is the filter paper. A filter paper cone is made and it is adjusted into the funnel, and then the mixture is passed, the mixture of solid and the solid liquid mixture, the solid insoluble solid is mixed into the liquid, so that makes a mixture. And when this mixture is passed through this filter paper, what will happen? The solid impurities will be grabbed into the filter paper and the liquid will get collected at the base, means the container which is kept attached to the funnel. So in the method of filtration, just to see how the impurities can be separated. The mixture is passed through the filter paper, which is adjusted in the funnel. So the solid impurities will be grabbed into the filter paper and the clear liquid will drip down. So what is those solid particles which are grabbed in the filter paper called? Those particles which are grabbed in the filter paper are called as residue, and the liquid which we collect by this method of filtration is called as filtrate. So I suppose you have understood the method of filtration as you have learnt about this method in your previous class also. So let's quickly revise again what is filtration. In the method of filtration, we pass down the mixture of liquid and insoluble solid through the funnel, which is consisting of a filter paper. So when this content is passed through the filter paper, the solid impurities are grabbed into the filter paper and the liquid is dripped down and collected into another container. So the solid impurities which get collected in the filter paper, they are called as residue, and the liquid which is collected, which is separated by this method of filtration, is called as filtrate. Now, the next method which we have to discuss is evaporation. What is evaporation? A solid separates from a solution when the solvent, that is the liquid in which solid is dissolved, is evaporated. So this method is used up in the cases where the mixture contains soluble solid particles. So evaporation involves heating a solution until the liquid turns to gases, that is into gaseous form, and leaves the solids behind. Well, example is boiling a solution of water and salt until all that is left are the salt crystals only. This method can be used up at home also. So let's see what is done in the method of evaporation. In this method of evaporation, first of all, we will take a container into which you can take a glass also. Glasses are easily available at home, so you can use this method. You can do this activity at home. You can ask your mother to help you out. You can take a glass and into that glass take half, just to fill the glass with half of the water. Means the glass is half filled with water. Into that glass now add 2 or 3 spoons of salt and stir it. Stir it with a spoon. The glass rod will not be available at home, so instead you can use a teaspoon. When you will stir this salt which is present in the solvent, that is in water, you will find slowly the salt will dissolve in the solvent and finally you will get a solution. Now this is the mixture made. So you have understood how you have made the mixture. Now if you want back the salt from the mixture, we can employ this method of evaporation. Now what is to be done? This mixture content, you will keep it in a container, pour it down into a container and ask your mummy to put this container on the gas stove. You will find when it is being burnt, the liquid which is present in the mixture will slowly start changing into vapor form. So when the liquid is changing into vapor form, slowly you will find that the content is becoming less. So heat the content till the time no more of the solvent is left into it. Means the complete liquid is evaporated. When the complete liquid is evaporated, what you will find? You will find the solid particles of salt are left behind in the container. So this is how through the method of evaporation we can separate the two components. So what is evaporation? Evaporation is a process in which a liquid changes into gaseous form on heating, allowing the liquid to evaporate, and it leaves behind the solid particles. The soluble solid particles are left behind. Well, this is very common method which we use in our house also. When we make something, we boil water, or when we are making tea, we keep water in the container and we heat it. And when we heat it, slowly it changes into liquid form. Just taking liquid, it will evaporate completely if we are continuously heating it. But if we add a little of salt or sugar into it and then we heat it, if at all the complete liquid is evaporated, what will be left behind? The solid particles will be left behind in the container. So this method of evaporation is used for separating the soluble component, the solid soluble component from the mixture. And generally we use this method for obtaining salt from seawater. As you know, seawater has large amount of salt present in it, and we get the common salt which we use in our food as a flavoring agent from that seawater only. So how it is collected? How do we get this water, this salt from the seawater? What is done? As you can see in the module, the seawater is collected, making seawater is trapped in shallow ponds and it is allowed to evaporate in the sun. So this process of evaporation is used on a large scale to obtain salt from sea water. And when the water is evaporated due to the heat of the sun, what will be left behind? Common salt is left behind, and as you can see, this common salt is collected, and after that it is sent to the refineries where the different other salts which are mixed in this content is separated, and then the common salt is iodized and then it is packed up and it is sold. It is sent to the different places from where it can be sold out, and this is how it is reaching to our house so that we can use it for giving flavor to our food. The next method which we have to discuss is distillation. In this method of distillation, a liquid is vaporized by being boiled, and the vapors are condensed and they are collected separately. If the liquid is mixed with any solid, just suppose we have added salt in water. So we know that if we will heat the content, if we heat this mixture, salt is not going to vaporize because it is not sublimable substance. So what will vaporize is the liquid only. So the liquid can be separated from the solid which is mixed in it. And this process is very, very useful for separating a solid liquid mixture which is homogeneous in nature. Salt, when it is mixed in water, it makes up a homogeneous mixture. So we can use this method for separating homogeneous mixture. Now what is done? In this method, we need a Liebig condenser. As you can see in the module, a condenser is required for the method of distillation. In the laboratories, we have the Liebig condenser where the pure water can be separated, pure water can be collected by the method of distillation, and this pure water which we collect by the method of distillation is called as distilled water. The liquid is obtained by condensing the vapors, and this vapor is called as, this vapor which is collected in the form of the liquid is called as distillate. And this process in which the components of a substance or liquid mixture are separated by heating to a certain temperature and then condensing the resulting vapors is only called as the process of distillation. So this method of distillation can be performed by setting up the apparatus, as you can see in the module, you can take a solution of salt or sugar in the flask. When it is heated, you will find the liquid will start boiling. In no time, you will find that water is collecting in the test tube. This water is actually the vapor which is rising from the flask, and it is, when cooled down, it is collecting into the test tube. And the water thus collected will not have any taste of salt or sugar, whatever is mixed into the mixture. It is pure, and this water which is collected in the other flask, here you can see in the module, the other part of the flask, the water which is collected is called as distilled water. Continue distillation for some time and the complete water will be distilled out, and white residue will be left behind in the round bottomed flask, and that white residue which is left behind in the container is either salt or sugar, whatever is mixed. So this is the method of distillation. At home also you can employ this method, use of this method of distillation. At home we don't have Liebig condenser, so instead of Liebig condenser, what can be used? You know, this is a kettle. Generally nowadays we don't use such type of kettles, but if you ask to your grandmother, she will tell you that they were using such type of kettles. So if we boil water in the kettle, you will find that the vapors will come out through that tube-like structure which is attached to this kettle. So when these vapors are rising up, if you keep a plate containing ice cubes on the top, as you can see it in the module, it is containing ice cubes. So when these vapors are rising up and it is getting a cool surface, what will happen? The vapors will start condensing. Condensation will start taking place, and when it will start condensing, what will happen? The vapors will start converting into droplets of water. So these droplets of water, you can collect it in a container, and this water is the pure water. This is the distilled water. So this method of distillation can be done at home as well. So what we have discussed in this chapter about the various methods of separation, and you have learned how it can be separated, the different constituents, how it can be separated from a mixture. We can use the different methods like hand picking method. I have told you about threshing also. Threshing was separating the wheat grains from the plant part. Then we have discussed about winnowing, sieving, sedimentation and decantation, filtration, evaporation, distillation, sublimation and magnetic separation. So these are the few methods which we have discussed in this chapter. Let me tell you, in this separation techniques, in these separation methods, we have discussed about various methods and what it is separating. Let's just revise that also. In the method of sieving, we separate the solid components, the particles of different size which are present in the solid type of mixture can get separated. In the method of filtration, the solids or group of solids and liquids are present in a mixture, so we can separate those solid impurities from the liquid. In the method of magnetic attraction, we can use a magnet to separate the magnetic substance, the magnetic component from the non-magnetic component. In the method of sedimentation and decantation, we generally have the mixture of solid liquid type where one of the component is insoluble, that is the solid particle is insoluble, and the solid particle is insoluble from the liquid. So this method of sedimentation and decantation can be used up. In the method of simple distillation, we can separate the soluble solids from the liquids. Here we will get pure form of liquid and the solid component also will get separated. In the method of winnowing, we have the solid particles. This is the solid type of mixture where the one solid particle is heavy and the other solid particle is lighter in weight. So we use this method for separating the heavy solid particles from the lighter solid particles. And the hand picking method, as you know, it's a very easy method of separation which we generally use up in our day-to-day lives. This is based on the difference in the size of the particles. So easily we can detect the different size particles, and also maybe there is difference in the color of the particles. So with that we can differentiate between the sizes, and with that we can use this hand picking method to separate the different components of the mixture. The method of sublimation is used up when one of the components in the mixture is sublimable. That is, on heating the substance, the component, it sublimes and the other component will be left behind. And the last method which we have discussed is evaporation. This method is used up for separating the solid particles from the liquid. So solids that cannot decompose when heated in a solution, those particles can be separated from the mixture. Now about the home assignment, let me inform you that the classwork as well as the homework, the complete content, the complete detailed answers and the short answers as well as the objective answers which are given in the book, they all are there on the school's website, that is www.lfsraptinagar.ac.in. So you can visit this site to get your notes, your homeworks, all the question and answers and all your objective type of answers. You can complete it in your fair copies and you can keep learning it. So be safe at home, keep studying, keep praying. God be with you all.